And lastly, I'd like to talk about networking at virtual conferences. I'm already signed up for 2 conferences this year, and they're supposed to be in person, but they may go virtual or they may become a hybrid conference, which is a mix of in-person and virtual attendees. So if you have a virtual conference coming up, be mindful of etiquette. You can familiarize yourself with the platform. Uh, Often they'll give you very good directions on how to use the platform. So you should familiarize yourself with it and familiarize yourself with the schedule and stick to the timelines. Make sure your audio and visual tools are in good order. Minimize distractions when you attend the conference. Don't forget, if you are presenting, to speak to the camera. Try not to move around too much. I know if you're giving a live talk, it's good to move around and interact with your audience, but at a virtual meeting, you have to stay put and speak to the camera. Know when to speak. If you have a discussion group or if many people are interacting, avoid interruptions and don't leave your mic on when someone is presenting. You can mute yourself and then unmute when it's time for Q&A period. Be careful about sensitive information on your computer if you're sharing your screen. So careful with your open tabs and also pictures on your desktop. You should just have your presentation only on your screen. So you should plan to network in 2022 at virtual and hybrid conferences. So many scientific meetings will be held virtually this year or be a hybrid, mix of in-person and virtual. So get to know the conference platform before the meeting. You can figure out how to ask questions during talks. You should know whether you can type them during the symposium or if you'll have an opportunity to ask the questions live during the Q&A session. You should know what the format will be in advance before you attend the talks. Here's an example of a virtual Congress. This is the International Congress of Zoology, which happened in November 2021. And this was supposed to be an in-person conference, but it just went all virtual due to the pandemic. And they had an outstanding virtual Congress guide that guided you about how to interact with the speakers, how to be a good presenter, and how to actually network with others during the online conference. So they had a couple of videos that they shared, and they provided some visuals what to expect in order to enjoy and get the most out of your virtual conference experience. And going into that website, you can log into the 3D virtual platform, and it was just as if you were physically there. There's like the conference center, and then there was 3 plenary sessions, and you can click on each one and look at the schedule, find out when the discussion periods were going to be. And it was a mix of some live plenary sessions, and then there were recorded talks, but then they had live Q&A sessions that occurred after the recorded symposia talks. And they had live coffee and tea breaks where you can have meetings with other people, and you can actually have a virtual name badge that you can curate and give information introducing who you are and what your research interests are. And that gave you a good platform for which to interact with other people. So the virtual congresses and virtual conferences will have a name badge associated with your profile. So you can choose a nice picture for yourself. Don't forget you have to allow your computer access to your audio and video settings. And you can keep your profile up to date, upload an image, and then display your badge. And you can complete the About Me section, and you can give as much information as you're willing to share about yourself and your practice. And this information was visible to other convention attendees. And after all the Q&A sessions and the coffee and tea breaks, each one of these sessions gave all delegates an opportunity to interact with each other virtually in this meeting hub area. So familiarize yourself with the platform for the virtual conference and know when you can actually interact with others in live sessions and Q&A sessions. And during like these meeting hubs where you can find other attendees and request meetings in advance and engage in virtual conversations in real time. So it technology has come a very long way, and there are plenty of opportunities to interact with and network with other scientists during a virtual meeting.